And a contempt report is ordered.
The contempt vote against Holder went forward despite a last-minute attempt by the White House to prevent it by invoking executive privilege to shield the Justice Department documents at the heart of this dispute. Last night, ISA rejected Holder's offer to hand over more documents. Sensitive information, Holder said he would not give up unless the committee commits to an end of the investigation.
A full House vote on criminal contempt charges has been scheduled for next week, and if it passes, the matter would then be handed over to the local U.S. attorney. And Scott, he's unlikely to move to prosecute his own boss, Eric Holder, so that's likely about as far as this will go.
Lois Lerner is the former IRS official at the center of the investigation. In 2012, she received an email from a friend complaining about what the friend called the wacko wing of the GOP. In response, Lerner wrote, quote, "So we don't need to worry about alien terrorists. It's our own crazies that will take us down."
The Justice Department has notified members of Congress just in the last few minutes that it is closing that investigation and it will not bring charges, not against Lois Lerner and not against anyone else. It says that they found plenty of evidence of mismanagement and poor judgment, but they said that poor management is not a crime.
Well, one last one here. Mr. Combetta, you're an IT guy who's paid by the Clintons. Generally, IT guys don't erase their clients' emails unless they're told to do so. So who told you to delete the emails?
On advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer and assert my Fifth Amendment privilege.
FBI Director James Comey said Wednesday the FBI concluded that a computer technician working on Clinton's email was not engaged in an illicit cover-up when he asked on the Reddit website for a tool that could delete a VIP email address throughout a large file.
Tonight, Nancy Cordes tells us a former Clinton staffer has been given immunity and is talking to the FBI.
Ryan Pagliano is an IT specialist who set up the private email server at Clinton's New York home. He took the fifth when he was called before Congress last year, but is cooperating with the FBI.
Who authorized granting Cheryl Mills immunity?
It's a decision made by the Department of Justice. I don't know at what level inside. In our investigations, if any kind of immunity comes from the prosecutors, not the investigators.
That's right, Pat. The Department of Justice has granted immunity from prosecution to the staffer who set up Hillary Clinton's email server.
Pagliano is the former Clinton staffer who helped her set up her email server. Now that federal investigators have secured his cooperation, they can enter the part of the investigation to determine whether any laws were broken.
Now, Anderson, look, recently, as you know in the news, Rosie O'Donnell has been in the public and is in fact admitted to 5 times exceeding the campaign finance laws. But no hint of a prosecution, no discussion of it. In fact, Rosie said, if I gave too much, just give me the money back.
Right, but
in fact, that's how these cases have typically been treated.
But you're an incredibly smart guy. You know what Rosie O'Donnell did. She did not set up straw men to funnel money through to a candidate. She gave, you said 5 times, I think it was a total of like $1,000 here or there over the limit. Absolutely a violation.
Well, but I think what you're not saying, Anderson, is that Rosie O'Donnell used 4 different spellings of her name and 5 different addresses. Now, why would she do that if she didn't want computers to be unable to collate these names and see that the same person made all those contributions?
I don't know. That I'm unaware of.
New developments in the Russia investigation. Special Counsel Robert Mueller turning up the heat on former Trump campaign chair Paul Manafort, asking a federal judge to grant immunity to 5 secret witnesses who could provide testimony in Manafort's trial.
Let's get to Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into alleged Russian interference in the 2016 U.S. election. It now includes Tony Podesta. He is a powerful Democrat lobbyist and brother of Hillary Clinton's campaign chair, John Podesta.
Now, the Podesta Group, we reported, worked with Paul Manafort to lobby on behalf of Ukrainian interests in the United States without properly registering at the time under the Foreign Agent Registration Act, which is called FARA. Manafort got in big trouble for that. He's now being held in solitary confinement. He's looking at a life sentence behind bars. And Tony Podesta? Whatever happened to him? Well, tonight we can report exclusively, based on 2 separate sources we spoke to today, that Tony Podesta has been offered immunity by Robert Mueller to testify against Paul Manafort.
White House counsel for the Obama administration, Greg Craig, has been formally indicted by a grand jury on charges related to making false statements to the Department of Justice about work that he did for the government of Ukraine.
Former White House counsel Greg Craig was found not guilty Wednesday of lying to the Justice Department about work he did for the Ukrainian government in 2012.
Well, it appears federal prosecutors may soon move to indict former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe for lying.
Federal prosecutors have decided after months and months not to pursue criminal charges against former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe.
We've got some breaking news that we're following right now. Our senior justice correspondent Evan Perez is learning new information about the origins of the Russia probe and what there's somebody under investigation right now?
That's right, Wolf. This is an investigation that began and was found as part of the probe that's being done by Michael Horowitz, the Inspector General for the Justice Department. And what he found was that there was an employee at the FBI who altered a document that was used in the preparation for one of the FISA warrants, one of the warrants, surveillance warrants, that was done against Carter Page.
This is a lawyer named Kevin Kleinsmith. He was in the FBI's general counsel's office. And what he'll plead guilty to is altering a renewal for a FISA application to keep the surveillance going on Carter Page.
Kevin Kleinsmith, the former FBI lawyer who altered an email during the Russia investigation that was used to justify the surveillance of former Trump campaign advisor Carter Page, was sentenced to 1-year probation on Friday. The document was altered to show that Page was not a source for the CIA, even though the original message from the CIA indicated otherwise. Kleinsmith's attorneys said he did not knowingly lie about Page's relationship with the CIA. Kleinsmith had asked to be spared from a prison sentence, acknowledging he had committed a crime but did not mean to mislead FBI agents. His attorneys argued that when he informed the FBI agent and others that Page was not a source for the CIA, he genuinely believed he was conveying accurate information, according to court papers.
Scott the beating.